Hello, Sherry. How are you today? I'm busy. I'm busy, busy, busy. Trying to get a million things done and not getting any of them done. You know how that goes. I'm working. I'm working. But man, I'm telling you what, sometimes it's just like, whew, never going to get done, right? Never going to get done. Anyhow, I hope you're doing good today. Um, It's a decent day here today. It's a little cooler than it has been. Cooled off a little bit. My phone this morning said it was going to rain, but I haven't seen any sign of rain today. Hello, Michelle. How are you? Yeah, no sign of rain. Dale's outside. He's in the shop, and he's building the covers for the planting boxes. Yep. Yesterday, oh my gosh. Yesterday, I wanted to go to Michael's because I needed to find a container I could put my safety eyes in. I've got safety eyes in like multiple little boxes and bags and stuff. Um, and I want them all in one spot where I can organize them and I can have them by size and all that stuff. So I went to Michael's looking for boxes. I also went, or storage box. I also went looking because I saw somebody. Okay, hang on. I'm going to show you a picture. Just one moment. Let me show you a picture that somebody posted of a pumpkin that they made. You guys, it's the cutest thing. Don't tell me I did not get rid of it. I didn't get rid of it, did I? I got pictures that aren't showing up here. Why? Why do I have stuff that's like... My phone has been doing the weirdest stuff lately. Okay, here it is. Just look at this. Look at that. Isn't that adorable? So this is the wheat stitch, which is Brianna K Designs. That's her thing lately, is the wheat stitch. She's got it in everything. I made one pumpkin with the wheat stitch. But people asked in the comments, where did that come from? Where did that cute little pink hat come from? Michael's. And she said it was a pick. So when I was at Michael's, I was looking around and I was like, that is a great idea, is to use some of these little picks and just stick them in the pumpkins. You glue them in or whatever. So I started looking. Their Halloween stuff is pretty picked over. But guess what I found? I found them. I found the hats. They come in a package of 4. They're all on a big long stem. And there were like 4 of them. Hi, Kathy. But I fell in love with that. I just think it is the cutest thing. And then she made a little crocheted ghost to put on there. And then just some flowers. I mean, that is adorable. So then I started looking. Then I started looking through the fall and other areas. And I found some other cute stuff too. I found the coolest owl, guys. It's the coolest owl. I'll show it to you in a video when I get a chance to like film that or whatnot. But cutest owl. It's a nice owl. It's like heavy and it's got beads on it and stuff. Hello, Mary Lou. But it's super cute. It is super cute. And I think it would go great inside of a pumpkin. I found some acorns. I found just some other fun, fall type things that could go in the pumpkins. Not that I'm rushing to make any more pumpkins right now, because I'm not. But, there's always next year. And why not get this stuff when it is half off, right? And I had a coupon. So I actually got my little storage box. I got that for a pretty good price. And I had a $5 coupon, the voucher system thing, So I didn't do too bad at all. I did not do too bad at all. I did pretty good. All right. So I didn't get a ton of stuff. I got a yarn. What yarn did I get? Oh, I know what I got. I like their 5-weight plush yarn. I can't remember what it's called. Posh Pearl or something. I don't know. But it's a 5-weight. So it's thinner than this stuff. but it's heavier than the skinny chenille. So it's kind of right in the middle. And I used it. What did I make out of it? Did I make a whale? I think I made that whale out of it. No, I made the whale out of stuff from, I don't know. I made something out of it. And I really liked it. So I picked up a fun color that I might be able to use around Christmas. They didn't have a lot of it. They didn't have a lot of variety there. But I'm starting to realize that this store, the store that's closest to me, is just, I don't know, it's kind of not the best store. I mean, it's okay if you need, something. But if you really want the best selection, I think I have to go to the other store, which is further away, more difficult to get to. The highway on the way there is all torn up, all that. Anyhow. So we're going to see what we can get done today here, crochet-wise. We got a crochet craft show tomorrow. It's just a little thing. I mean, like I said, I don't have any expectations at all. I'm just going. It was cheap. It's like 2 miles from my house. Why not? Let's try it. So we're going to try it. I don't have a lot of new stuff. What do I have? I have 2 Christmas pickles. I got to remember to print their little signs. I got little signs that they can hold. It says something about being a really big dill or something like that. They're super cute. And I made another owl. Yes, I made another owl. And then I have 1 frog. So now I'll have a kitty too, a pumpkin kitty. So we're going to finish up this pumpkin kitty. And then after I'm done with this, I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to start like moving everything from the back room over to the back door to load it, all that stuff into the truck. So what do we have to do today for the kitty? Kitty needs a tail, and Kitty needs his greenery for his pumpkiness. Oh, and I forgot the orange yarn. Hang on, I got to grab the orange yarn. Shoot, I forgot the orange yarn of all things. Glad I know where this stuff's at. It's not far away. Man, how did I forget the orange? I got stuff for the next project. I got yarn for the next project sitting over there, and okay, yeah. All right, so we're going to make the tail. That's the first thing on our agenda, is to make the little guy a tail. So I have the video up, and let's see what we're supposed to do.
Let's add a tail to it.
We're going to add a tail. So it says make a magic circle, which I'm not going to do because I don't like trying to make a magic circle with this yarn. It doesn't tighten up very well, and I don't want to do it. I don't want to take the chance that it's going to, break, get stuck, whatever. So I'm going to just do a chain 2, and then I'm going to do all of my stitches in the first chain, okay? And we're going to chain 6 in our first chain. So that's how we're going to, I should have grabbed a stitch marker too. Oh my gosh, you guys, now that I'm sitting here, I'm like, I forgot things. Wow. What can I say? Some days I think I'm organized. I think I got everything. And then I'm like, oh, no, never mind. I don't have everything I thought I had. It could be worse. It could be worse. I'll just say that. I got a little story for you. Let me see if I got something in here I can use as a stitch marker. Paper clip coming up. Paper clip. Oh, Kitty, don't roll off the table. Don't go rolling off the table. Find me a little paper clip here. And we'll use that. Yep. Yes, we will. All right. Hi, Angie. Hi, Tammy. All right. So, Tammy, your little outfit is so cute. I love making baby stuff. I haven't made baby stuff in a long time, but I haven't had any babies to crochet for. But I got a surprise for you today. If you stick around, I got a surprise for you today. All right. So we got our 6.
Then we're going to make 6
single crochets in our magic ring or our... Okay, now this is the weird thing about the tail. It doesn't get any bigger than this. Okay? And honestly, if I want to just be silent, I could do this without a stitch marker. You have been watching a lot of videos? That's awesome. Thank you, Angie. What have you tried doing that you can't get? So we're just going to do 4 rounds. 4 rounds of 6 stitches. Because the tail's very thin, very skinny, right? So if you don't mind, I'm just going to count to 24. Because 6 times 4 is 24, right? So if I just do 24 stitches, I'd be good, right? So let me just count to 24. And I'll be back with you, okay? I'll be back with you shortly. Let me count to 24. Okay? And then you got to make sure you keep this flipped the other way. Otherwise, if it gets flipped inside out, you'll never get it to turn the right way. It's very hard. Okay? See, right now it wants to keep coming in. We got 3 stitches in here and it keeps wanting to. So here's a trick I've learned. I go like this. Open it up. I take my crochet hook, stick it in there, and I make it come around my end of my crochet hook like this. Okay? Yeah. Otherwise, it wants to flip inside out and you'll never get it flipped the other way. Trust me, I've had that happen. I'm up to 5 stitches, by the way. I'm up to 8. We're halfway there. We got 12. $16. 17. 'Sorry, I just realized the camera's way off. Okay, that's 24. Not a very big tail. Not a very large tail. Let's see, do we add anything else to it before we sew it on? Let's find out. I'd like it a little longer. I might.
Small crochet around for 4 rows. Make sure you kind of pop it.
Oh, that's funny. She just said, make sure you pop it out. I'm like, yeah, we know.
I like shorter tails on my cats. Just like the length in the middle. You can change this and make it however many rows that you like. Some people like longer tails.
Okay.
But I'm excited about. I have to finish this video on Wednesday.
Yep, she just said she likes her tail shorter. I'm going to add just a few more, maybe one more round, because I like it a little longer. I don't like it quite that short. Okay, so we're going to do at least one more round and see what we think then. So we're going to do 6 more stitches. And let's see what we think about that. I think that's too short. It's got a little stubby tail. I mean, I imagine my orange cat running around. His tail is always up in the air, and he's got a big long tail. He's got a nice tail. What do we think? Remember, it's not a very big kitty. We don't want it to be huge because, I think that's good. I think that's perfect. Look, I think that's a cute little tail for him. Okay, so we're going to fasten this off and we're going to leave an end for sewing this, right? So let's do that. We're done with that now. And I do have needles. See, I brought needles. Amigurumi, you just have to. My first ones, Angie, were not good. They just weren't all that good. Okay. So you just got to try. And then you learn things. And you learn tips along the way. And there's some people lately that have done some really good tips, you know. And you just get better. I was never going to be an amigurumi maker. That wasn't in my cards, but I ended up doing it, as you know. So all right, so and this stuff I do not like parfait chunky. I don't know how people use it so much. So many people use it. It just sheds something fierce, and I don't care for it. I don't have any stuffing here, but I don't think we really need to stuff his little tail. Okay, we don't need to stuff his tail. His tail is good. And we're not going to close this off because we're going to sew it on his little body. And I got a trick here for you. So here's his little body. And his little tail is going to go, right there. Right? It's going to go right there. And we want it like, if you're looking at him straight on, you want it right between his eyes. You want it nice and centered. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to stab him. And I'm going to stab him right there. Oh, I got enough stuffing in here. It won't stay in. Someday, I might invest in some of those cute little, they call them Ami sticks. I don't like that. It's better to do it now when it's adjustable. Okay. What do you think? What do you think? It's cute, right? Oh, people think you can do whatever. They think you can make anything. My mom used to think I could fix like store-bought sweaters and all kinds of stuff. Angie, like I said, I do not care for this parfait chunky. Look, it's already shedding here. It's harder to sew with it, but it's what so many people use. A lot of people use blanket yarn. I hate blanket yarn. I cringe when I touch it. I don't even want to touch it. It's big, thick yarn. It makes big, like if I made this kitten in blanket yarn, it would be like huge because it's such a big yarn. You don't like back post crochet. Right? Some is okay. A single back post on a single, those are difficult. Doubles aren't so bad. I can handle doubles, but singles are horrible. Okay, so now that I've stabbed him, I'm going to sew his little tail on here. And here's one thing I've learned. You go into the cat. Just go into a stitch on the cat first, okay? Then go into a stitch on the tail and just go through a stitch on the tail. Then go back and go into a stitch on the cat. I used to try to do them at the same time. Like I would go through the body and the tail or head or arm or whatever we're attaching. I'd go through them at the same time. But that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go body, go through a stitch, and whatever you're sewing on, go through a stitch. All right? I didn't know that. And when you're doing things that are round like this, like tails or heads, it's easy to like squish them too much, like squish your tail closed kind of, so that it doesn't stay nice and round. And you don't want to do that. You want to make sure you're keeping it round and keeping it pulled out on the body better. You know what I'm saying? So anyhow, I've made several loaf cats now, and a loaf dog and a loaf bunny, and some of their tails are quite wonky. I'll just say they were quite wonky. This is already sewn in here. It's already pretty secure. It's only 6 stitches around, right? So look at, there's this little tail. And I'm going to go through it a little bit. Gonna come through his tail. Go down into the body again, because that will help secure it. Come out towards his back side here, right? These are just all things I've learned. I mean, I've learned some of it from watching other people that make things. Some of it just trial and error. See, look, this is what I do not like about Parfait Chunky. This is where I had my needle. My needle was right there. Now look, this will all come off. All I do is just, oh, no, it's not coming off. But if you were trying to like make this tighten back up, that it wouldn't come back through. You know what I'm saying? It's not fun stuff. And I cut off people do all kinds of knots and stuff in here. And maybe at some point, I'm going to take this out now, and I'm going to use it to just stuff his little strand in there. And I got a lot of stuffing in here, so it's not wanting to go in. But I think that's a perfect tail. What do you think? I think it's a perfect little tail. What do you think? Isn't he cute? He's cute. Yeah, just take time and practice. Just practice. This is like a skewer stick, you know, like a shish kebab kind of stick or something. They're not really shish kebab sticks because they're not heavy enough. But, I mean, I found them in a package. But, man, you know, that's a whole nother thing, you guys. There's a whole nother hobby out there, a whole nother collection out there. And that's Ami sticks. And I'm like, Ami sticks they're a stick, and you stick them in to hold your pieces as you're sewing. But they're so cute. They come all beaded and themes and all kinds of stuff. I mean, yeah. Something I don't need to get into, but I wouldn't mind a couple cute ones. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what I have works. Don't get me wrong. This works just fine. This works, you know. Usually I use my needle to stuff the tails in and whatnot, but I know. Sometimes you just like something cute. See, she's telling us that now. Go in the tail, then go in the body. Go in the tail, go in the body when you're sewing them in. It took me a while to figure that out. I thought you had to like do both at the same time, you know. Catch a stitch from the body and the tail. But no. You go in one, then you go in the other. Okay. Now we are going to make us our little pumpkin stuff. So this is what I had left from making pickles. This is Parfait Chunky that I ordered from Premier. This is Parfait Chunky that I got at the dollar store. All right. I don't know what the difference is. This is just chenille. This is just chenille from Premier. It's still a 6 weight, and this is called Parfait Chunky. I like this stuff better, honestly, the dollar store stuff. Now look, it's shedding a little bit here at the end, but I honestly like it better. All right, so again, we're supposed to make a magic circle, but you know I'm not going to because I don't want to deal with that. So put a slip knot, do a chain 2, and then in that first chain, do your 4 single crochets. So there's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right. Now I have no idea what we're doing. No idea what we're doing now. She's using an interesting lime green on hers. And I think she's got to be using a blanket yarn. It seems blankety. Blanket yarn is just more. Oh, okay. So 2 rounds of single crochets. So, as we just learned before, if I have 4 stitches here, 2 rounds is just 8, right? So I'm just going to go around 8. There's 1, 2, 3. There's my first stitch right here. Okay, so there is 1, 2, 3, 4. But I'm going to flip this because see, it's inside out right now. It's inside out. So I'm going to flip it the other way. It's hard because your stitches are there. I'm going to flip it, and this helps have something to put inside it to make like a hat or a cone on top of your. I have used 4-weight before for things. I actually probably started that way. Anything little amigurumi. Because I was fighting the whole chenille thing because I couldn't see my stitches, and you know, that also takes some getting used to, for sure. Okay, hang on. It's still not quite with my stitches at the top where I can get into them properly. Okay, I got to do 4 more stitches here. There is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's another thing. It takes some time to actually know where your stitches are. Sometimes you can see them. Sometimes you have to feel them. So now I'm going to pull my tail, and it does tighten up that chain at the beginning a little bit more. This one's shedding a little bit, but not bad. Okay. She's doing her 2 rounds. Okay, now we're going to chain 11. Chain 11. We're skipping the first chain, and we're going to do an increase in each of the next chains. So we're going to do 2 stitches there. So we should end up with 20, am I right? We're going to do 2 in each one. So there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. By crowding stitches in like that, it automatically is going to curl. Well, nope, Mary Lou, I haven't gotten anything yet. Not yet. I'm sure they're going to start rolling in. Well, they'll probably be in November. Look at, see the shedding? It's not bad. Okay, that's not bad. And she does all of this with you. Okay, whoops, I went too far ahead. Okay, now I think we're going to slip stitch into... Yep, slip stitch back into the stem. That's it? Oh, that's it. Okay, so that's our little stem. The little thing we made at first is our stem. So it's going to be kind of like the tail, right? It's going to be like the tail. So we're going to finish this off. Let's tie this off here. I'm going to see if I can just tuck that other end up in the stem. Kind of wish I would have made the stem a little longer, but like I did the tail, made the tail just a little longer. Okay, so he's going to look like that. All right, let's find us a needle here. Thread our needle. Should we stab it again? It really does stay in place better when you stab it with the stick. So let's get our little stick out here. Here's our little stem. And there's a right side and a wrong side to the stem. All right, here we go, right through his, oh, ouch, that feels painful. Right? Okay, so here we go. Sew away. Grab a stitch on the body, which is hard because this is kind of in our way. Stitch from our body. And a stitch on our stem. And what I've noticed, you got to make sure you stay on the outside of a circle, because you can get on the inside of it, and that's when it starts to make it smaller, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, come on. You're not really much of a stitch I'm grabbing, so I'm going to go over here. There we go. Okay, and then in the stem. So stay on the outer edge of your stem. Okay. Now I'm see what I'm doing? I'm poking him. I'm shaping the stem a little bit better the way I want it. It kind of got a little too flared out. Too flared out. And I'm gonna, right here, I'm gonna do what I told you not to do, because I can't do it any other way. I'm going through both because it's so close. I can't get into the kitty and the, I couldn't get through the kitty without hitting the stem. Here comes Dale. Here I can go through the stem. Now here I'm going to go through the kitty, right through the back of its head right here. And it depends also, I think, it's easier sometimes depending on which way your stitches are facing. You know, like if your stitches are going one way, I'm just going to go through here. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stab myself with this stick in a second. Okay, I don't need the stick anymore. I really am going to stick that in my face or something. I need to secure this side right here. I'm going to go through the stem into the body. Okay, we're back around. I'm going to go right underneath where the tendril comes out. Oh, man, I lost my yarn. Should have left myself a longer tail, you guys. Got me a short little tail here. That's another tip. Give yourself plenty to work with. It's just yarn. All right. Okay, and go right back up into the stem. Where are you going?
Menards.
Oh, gee, off to Menards again. Okay,
Pardon my picture.
Oh boy, the planter boxes evolve again. Okay, now I'm just going to go right down into the stem and out the cat over here, which I may never even see the tail. See, look, it didn't even come through. I didn't even get it to come through until 3:30.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, have fun. No telling what he's doing now. Okay, how come I can't get that to go back through my needle? Come on. No, it is shedding. It's coming apart, but I'm trying to put the little white strand. Nope. Okay, let's do this a different way. Let's do this. Let's cut off this. I wanted to pull it tighter is what I wanted to do. I mean, it's secure. It's on there. Look at all that green coming off. I just don't know how people deal with this mess. I really want to pull it through tighter. I just want one more tug. Can you give me one more tug? Come on. There's two little white strands of string, basically, which is what, there we go, which is what they put the chenille stuff on. Okay, now go through. Come on. Go through. Please stay in my needle and go through. Come on through. Come on. Yay, it worked. Okay, there. See, I got it to come out the other side. So now I can tug it a little bit, tighten it down. Okay. Whoo! We did it. We did it. I know. That is the fun part. What do you get? What do you get? I love the surprises. You know, and I'm not saying I always love every yarn I get, because I don't. But there's always something in all the boxes that I like. You know? Okay, there he is. What do we think? What do we think about our little kitty cat? And I didn't even need my paper clip. But he's got green all over him now. He's an orange cat covered in green. He's got some up here. This is why I see people lint roller. Often wondered why they lint roller their plushies. I think they're just getting off stray sheddy bits. There he is. Say hello. Say hello, little kitty. Really cute. He's tiny. Look, he fits right in my hand. He's a little bitty guy. But he's super cute. He's adorable. Him is adorable. Now, pricing. I have to price him. Okay, so size-wise, he's not very big, right? Work-wise, he took a little more work. So, part of me says $10. The other part of me says, he was more work than $10. $12. But the other ones I've made that I've sold for $12 are bigger than he is. But he's more complicated. You know, that's the problem. That is the problem with things when you're trying to sell stuff. How much is it worth? I mean, they always say materials and time. Size shouldn't matter. Thank you, Sean. Isn't it cute? It's a cute little kitty cat. Cute little kitty cat. Okay, what a mess. Look at. That's not bad, though. That's not much. I was working on something one day, and it was like tons of stuff. Just lots of it. Okay. All right. Say goodbye to the little kitty, because he's going to move on out. I've never, ever made whiskers like this. Normally, you just crochet whiskers on. But that was different. That was different for sure. That's cute, though. I mean, it's cute, right? Okay. Don't. Say goodbye, kitty. Goodbye. He matches the pumpkin spider I made. I made a pumpkin spider. He matches that pretty good. All right. Now, we're going to start a new project. And Tammy, this is going to be for a baby. All right? For a baby. Now, we got choices here. We got multiple sizes we can make this in. We can make it in preemie, newborn, 0 to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 12, 12 to 24, 1 to 3, 3 to 5, 6 to 10, teen, adult, medium, small, and large. So we can make this in all the sizes, but I wanted to make it as a baby hat. All right, because it's just cutest as a baby hat. Did you see the picture on the thumbnail? What we're going to make? I'll show you. Where's the picture of it? Oh, here it is. It's called the Little Santa Sock Hat. Isn't it cute? It's adorable. I have actual furry white pom-poms. I'm going to use those. I'm not going to make pom-poms with yarn. I went downstairs and I grabbed red and I grabbed white and I got sparkle yarn. It's because it's what I had. It's what I saw. And I was like, oh, sparkle will be fun. We're going to use sparkly white and sparkly red. Okay? That's what we're going to do. And we're going to make this little hat. Now we need to decide on a size. What size do we want to make? What size? What size? What size? I don't want to do preemie. I don't think I want to do newborn because, I mean, I don't think most people are going to put a little hat on their newborn. I mean, they might, but I'm thinking either the 3 to 6 month or the 6 to 12 month. What would you do? 3 to 6 or 6 to 12? Which one should we do? What would be most popular? If you had a little kid, a little baby, I'm thinking 6 to 12. Let's try the 6 to 12. Oh, Sherry agreed. Look at that. Great minds, Sherry. Great minds. So we're going to do the 6 to 12 month. So I got to scroll a ways until I get to 6 to 12 month. There's 3 to 6. This must be the next one. 6 to 12. Okay. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to do that ribbing around the band, right? And that's with the white. So I'm going to start with our white. And we are going to chain 8. 8. So we're making ribbing. Have you ever made ribbing before? Oh, it's a 5.5 millimeter hook. This is 4-weight yarn. Okay. So we're going to chain 8. There's 8. All right. Now, in the second chain from the hook, we're going to do a single crochet. And then we're going to single crochet in each of the remaining stitches. So we'll end up with 7. So there is 1, 2, 3. I thought Dale was gone. He's still out there. 4, 5, 6, and 7. I debated just grabbing regular yarn, but I opted for the sparkle yarn. All right, now chain 1. Oh, turn. Okay. 1 single crochet in the first stitch. Oh, 1 single crochet in the first stitch. 1 single in the back loop of all the rest. Okay, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then your last stitch, you go through both loops. All right. So your first loop and your second loop, or your first stitch and your second stitch, you go through both loops. And then the ones in the middle, you go through the back loop. So it's going to make a ridge. And that's how we're going to get our ribbing. We have to do 55 rows. How am I going to keep track of 55 rows? I'm not going to count 55 rows. not going to write down 55. We're just going to crochet a while. We're just going to crochet a while, and then we'll go back and count when we think we're close. Do we chain one at the end? Yes, we chain one and turn. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna crochet until this looks like it's about a baby hat size. And then I'll count. How's that? Oh boy, isn't this gonna be fun? Ribbing takes forever. It really does. It takes forever. But it is so worth it. I mean, it is so good when it's done, right? Can't believe it's 55 rows for a baby hat, though. Baby's head ain't supposed to be that big. It said it was like 14 inches or 15 inches. I can't remember which. Anyhow. So I can sit here and chit-chat for a while. What do you guys want to talk about? Huh? What do you want to talk about? I'm working on that, my test crochet project. It's a blanket. It's taken forever. The designer was hoping to get them done pretty soon. She's not putting like a lot of pressure. She was just like, we are kind of nearing our deadline. I didn't know what the deadline was at first, honestly. Can kind of check in and tell me how you're doing, how much longer you think you'll be, blah, blah, blah. And at that point, I'm like, I'm just starting to put my squares together. And I'm like, okay. And I told her, I said, well, I'm joining squares together. Other people are finished, of course. So I joined, got them all joined the other day. Yesterday? Yeah, I finished joining them all together last night. And then I was like, I need to weave in the ends. Before I do anything else, I need to weave in the ends. There is no way I can go on and do the border before I weave in the ends. So last night, I sat at the kitchen table, you guys, and I just watched YouTube videos. And that's all I did. I weaved in ends and weaved in ends and weaved in ends. And every corner had 2 ends. It's not like there was just one even. It was like, oh my goodness. And when I say corners, when you see a picture of it, you'll understand. Actually, I did put a little bit of it in my crafty vlog today. I don't know if I'm probably not supposed to show it to people, but you guys don't know who it's for or what. Well, you kind of do. But you don't have the pattern or anything like that. There's no real details there. You don't get a real good view of it. So anyhow, there's a lot of ends. A lot of ends to weave in. I probably sat there and did ends for an hour and a half to 2 hours. That's all I did. And then I tried to figure out how to do the border. I struggled with the border for sure. Then today I got up and I was like, okay, let's try this again. Let's read this very carefully, very slowly, step by step, make sure I know exactly what it's asking us to do. Tried it again. And I got it. And one of the ladies that had already finished hers sent some pictures. I got both panels done and sewed the shoulders together. Nice. Those are fun to make. I love making the hexie-cardies. Weaving in ends. I know, right? So I got it, but I didn't like it. Okay. I felt that the pattern was calling for too many stitches in the corner and I didn't like how it looked. So I kind of did my own thing a little bit. I didn't do as many stitches as it called for, But then I sat there today and this morning for another hour and a half or 2 hours, and I just started doing the border. And it takes forever to do the border. Takes forever. But I'm working on it. That's all I got. I am working on it. I want it done in the worst way. Blocking it, oh my gosh, I blocked every square. There's 81. I blocked them all with my steamer because that was the quickest way to do it, right? If I would have, like the first batch, I sprayed. Like I sprayed them with a water bottle. That got them way too wet, and they were taking forever to dry. And I was like, I will never get these all blocked. I'll never be able to put that together yet, you know? So then I thought, well, let's try the steam blocker. Let's try steaming them. And that worked pretty well. Steaming them just kind of gets them kind of damp, but it gets them a little, not really damp. I don't know if that's the right word. It's like if you go outside in Michigan and it's 75% humidity and your clothes kind of feel like, you know, clammy, tacky, sticky. That's how it feels. Anyhow, I got them all blocked and we're putting on the border. I told her I could probably have it done by Monday because I got a busy weekend. I could probably have it finished by Monday. Calls for tassels. I'm not doing tassels. Not doing it. Not doing it. Nope, don't want them. So the point is to test the pattern, find any, and I will let her know I changed my corners because I didn't like how they looked. I thought they just looked like there was too many stitches in a corner. I didn't like them. So, yeah. And she can do with that information what she wants, you know. I doubt that she's going to, I doubt that she'll change it because she likes it that way. And, you know, hers turned out the way she liked it. And nobody else has really said anything, but I'll just let her know. I just felt mine wasn't laying the way I wanted it to in the corner. It was too bulky. And so I took out, I didn't take out much. I took out like a stitch and a chain or something. It was just too much for me. So I want that done. I want that done in the worst way so that I don't have to worry about it anymore and I can move on and do other things. Yesterday, because I couldn't bring the blanket to sit on the couch with me. There was just no way I could bring the whole thing to the couch. So one morning I sat at the couch and I worked on the pumpkin squares. I now have almost 4 pumpkin squares. I need to do stems and leaves for 2. And I have 4 squares, which I want to make a little pouch out of. I might try to put a canvas bag inside it, you know, sew a canvas bag in it, make it fit that. I might not. I don't know. We'll see. I might just sew them together and it is what it is. I do need to do some edging around them, around the top. And I think after I sew them together, that's when I'll do this extra, some extra rows around the top, you know. Then make a loop for it and a button and call it a day. I think that's what I'm going to do. I worked on that one morning. A couple mornings now, I've actually worked on the pretty pink top, the summer top. It's growing slowly. It's growing very slowly. Fingering weight yarn, it's not going to grow very fast. That's for sure. Not going to grow fast, but it is growing. So we're getting there. We are getting there. But I mean, I've got so many other projects I want to work on. And so much time has been devoted to that blanket. I'm ready. I'm ready to move on. I told Dale the other day, I said, I don't want to work on any big projects for a while. No big projects. Let's make hats and mitts and little amigurumi things. Let's just do small things. I mean, because you do too many big projects and it's just like, you feel like you don't get anything done. And it gets like, it's like working on a great big diamond painting. You guys all know what that's like. You work on it and work on it and work on it. And it's just like, it's never getting finished. I feel like I'm just treading water. I'm not going anywhere, I want to feel like I've accomplished something. That's why I sat down the other day and I made a frog. I just crocheted a little frog because it didn't take me that long. And in under an hour, I had a project that was finished. I was like, yes, look, I finished something. Isn't it cute? It's not as fun to say, oh, look, I made 2 more squares. It's like, that's not too exciting, Especially when you're looking at having to make 81 and you're like, oh, I've got 10 now. Well, I got 15 now. Oh, goodness, right? I guess the exciting thing was, I got to get a new color. I got a new color. Woo. Okay. Now, got to make 9 of those. Oh, boy. Dale doesn't like it. He didn't like it. He didn't like my color choices. And I was like, oh, okay. I showed him somebody else's, and he's like, no, that's really nice. He said, that would sell for sure. I'm like, who said anything about selling them? Do you think any of us are going out there planning on selling these blankets? I mean, do you know how much we'd have to charge to get our money and our time out of those blankets if we're going to sell them? That's not what this is about, I'll admit the one I showed him is gorgeous. When I can show it to you guys, I'll show it to you. It's beautiful. I like it. It's so pretty. It's bright and vibrant. Mine's subdued and, more pastel. And I guess he just didn't like that. I'm like, okay, well, you don't have to like it. He said, how'd you decide on your yarn? I said, it's yarn I have. Oh, okay. Which is true. I had bought it for another project, which I have a ton of it left. I probably have close to a half a skein of each of them left. So I think I'll still be able to do that project that I was going to use it for. I bought it to do this choose your own adventure crochet-along thing. Not a crochet-along. It was just choose your own adventure pattern. So based on questions you would answer, it would tell you what you were going to crochet. So it's basically, you could either make like a big long cowly scarf, and that's the short adventure. That's a short stay, not an extended stay. You could make that. Or you could do the extended stay choice, and that makes more of a larger blanket or a schlanket. Sometimes they call them a schlanket. Ever heard that? A schlanket. So I've got enough yarn to definitely do something. So that's on the docket for a someday. I just know I've kept all the yarn together. I got these bags a while back. They're like a mesh bag, but they're a drawstring mesh bag that ties up, cinches up, And whenever I have like leftover yarn and stuff like that, I put them in there so they're protected, They stay protected and it all stays in one place, and you know how that goes. But they're really nice little bags. I really like them. So I've thrown all the extra skeins in there. There was one color I didn't even use. I decided it was a color I bought to do the join and the border. And when I got the whole thing put together and I looked at that color, it was kind of like a creamy color leaning more towards like gold. I looked at it and I was like, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't want to put that on there. Because you see all the join lines. You see them all. They're not seamless. They're not, they're not hidden or anything. You see all the lines. And then, of course, the border. So I opted to go, I had two different purples, a lighter purple and a darker purple. I joined with the lighter purple. So they kind of blend more into the squares, which is fine. It doesn't stand out and go, oh, bright, And that's fine. And then I used the other purple, the darker purple, to do my border. So I've used more of the two purples than I did the other colors, but it's okay. It is okay. That's a project that'll be there for someday. I have so many projects. They just and patterns. They just keep coming from all different sources and avenues. And, hey, I did buy some yarn yesterday. Look, see how nice and stretchy it is? Certainly not baby size yet. Well, tiny, tiny, tiny little baby it would fit right now. But I bought yarn for that sunflower sunflower granny square cardigan I want to make. And I got that Expression Fiber Arts, the sunflower color. I didn't want And we're back. That is so weird. I don't know what that's about. It just went black and I just got the spinny thing and I'm like, why am I not connected? I don't understand. That was weird. That was very weird. Okay, well, we're back. Anyhow, I didn't want to buy a whole bunch of cream yarn and hand dyed, right? I was trying to bring the cost of the sweater down a little bit anyhow. But I did order some yarn yesterday from Crochet.com. I ordered 2 skeins just to try it out. And now Alexa's going weird out there. Something's going on with our internet. It's not, I don't know what it is. Anyhow, I'm ordered a couple skeins to try and see what I think. See if it's a contender for the sweater, right? Michelle is always making stuff. Michelle, do you bake every day or just bake every Friday? Do you bake every Friday? I think you do. Yeah, while I was at Crochet.com, ordering those 2 hanks of yarn, they were having a pattern sale. 99-cent patterns. I think I bought 4 patterns. I mean, for 99 cents, just whenever you feel like it. Apparently every Friday, Michelle. Apparently every Friday you feel like baking. Yeah, so for 99 cents, how can you say no? How can you say no? I know I bought a cardigan pattern. I bought like a t-shirt pattern. What else did I buy? I know I bought some other things. Clearly, I bought 2 more things, but so I have the patterns because those come instantly. The yarn will take a little while, but it's not like I'm in a rush to get started with it. And see, that's a project that I wouldn't mind just making a couple of the sunflower squares when I feel like it. Just sit and make a sunflower square. Sit and make a sunflower square, you know? I'm debating if I want to do... Okay, did I show you this picture? Hang on. Let me show you this picture. I'm debating doing some, not just the cream colored plain squares. I found a sweater that I like. How come every time I try to find a picture I took, I can't find it? And I know it should be here. I'm like, I did not delete this. Why would I delete this? I wouldn't have deleted it. Would I? Would I have deleted it? No, it's right here. See? Okay, so what do you think about this? I mean, they've got the sunflower squares with this chocolate mocha. And I feel that her squares are fairly large, but I could be wrong. But I mean, that's an idea. Do some in a different color, maybe some with this chocolatey color, maybe some in the cream, alternate them somehow. What I didn't want this sweater to do is look like it was just square, 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 square of sunflower, sunflower, sunflower. You know what I mean? I want to have some solid ones, but throwing in the brown is kind of a cool idea. I think the brown's kind of pretty. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when I get there. Like I said, that's a project that I wouldn't have any trouble, or I wouldn't have any problem with just making some squares when I feel like it and putting them in a bag and come back and make some more later. You know what I mean? 55. I'm certain we don't have 55. Let's count and see how many we have. How many do you think we have? How many rows do you think we have here? Let's see. What do we think? 1, 2, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. 44. 44. What were the measurements supposed to be for this? I'm going to mess this up, so I'm going to go all the way back up to the top here. And what were the measurements for the 6 to 12 month? 15 inches. Well, that's about 12. All right, well, that's about 12. Okay. Let's keep going. We keep going. We keep going. We're going to have to finish this next week, you know. Tammy, I have a whole bunch of like little girl hat patterns saved in my Pinterest. And some of them have been there a long time. I have made a lot of little kid hats. I made an owl hat once for one of the grandkids. I made a little fishing hat. Do you know what I mean if I say a little fishing hat? Looked like a little bucket hat, little fishing hat. That one was super cute. And here's the sad thing. Here's the sad thing is that I know that those are gone. I mean, I'm certain that my stepdaughter didn't keep them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm certain that they're gone. And that's kind of sad. But, you know, anyhow, made a little bonnet. The bonnet was super cute. I made like one of them ear warmer hats. You know what I mean? It has the flaps that come down over the ears. I made that hat for a grandkid. I made some cute little things. And of course, all the grandkids got a blanket. So the only one that hasn't really gotten a baby blanket would be Jackson, but that's because he wasn't a baby when he came to us. But he's gotten a little lovey blanket with a little stuffed animal. He loves that. I've had to repair that because he broke the little the hair tie that's in there that makes it stretchy to go over your stuffed animal. He tried to put a stuffed animal that was too large in his little stuffy hole there, and that didn't work. That's another thing. I would like to make more of those. Those are fun to make. I have all these little animals. I actually have 3 skeins of yarn sitting on the bed in the spare bedroom. I have a pink and a mint and a white because I have the cutest little animal that is what? Pink and mint and white. And I want to make one of those little blankets for that to go in. I think they're super cute. I sold the one that I made. I sold one, you know. Rose likes crochet. She makes those all the time. And she sells them all the time. You know. Some things I don't understand. There's people out there in YouTube land that are making stuff for craft shows and whatnot. And they just sell a bajillion of these items. I could have the same item and I wouldn't sell any of them. You know? What is that? What's that about? I don't know. So where I live, maybe that's it. Where I live, I don't know. We don't have a market for this. She lives in Illinois. Somewhere over in Illinois. She's our neighbor. She goes to craft shows and she's selling lip balm holders and scrunchies and I mean, she sells a bunch of stuff. I don't know. I've sold one scrunchie. One. Dale sold it. I didn't even sell it. He sold it. I was gone. I was wandering. I came back and he said, I sold one of those things. He didn't know what to call them. I sold one of those. I was like, oh, that's the first scrunchie I've ever sold. I only have 3 colors, but maybe it would be, you know, I don't know. You just never know. So tomorrow, this little craft show we're doing, never been done before. Somebody just decided they were going to do one at this trailer park. I keep calling it is a trailer park. It's not a trailer park like, you know, you imagine a trailer park being. You know what I mean? It's like nice. It's nice. It's not just some trashy little, you know. There are trashy trailer parks for sure around here, but this is a nice one. And they're more like the nicer, newer models of manufactured homes, you know. But they've never done a show there before. So there's no telling how this is going to work out. I just don't know. I'll know tomorrow about 4 o'clock. Tomorrow about 4 o'clock when the show is over, I will know. Yep. You know, I think Dale was wondering about me going with him and getting Subway. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you. Because we haven't had any lunch today. Yesterday, we were gone all day long. It was like Michael's, then Tractor Supply, then Menards. Oh my gosh, Menards. Oh goodness. Getting lumber to make the covers for the planting boxes. And we were at Menards forever. And then we went outside and we decided to look at gravel because we're going to put gravel in the like greenhouse, you know. I should count. Let me count. One moment. Let me count. I can only count from one side. I have to look at the one side to see, because that's row 1, and when you get the ridge, that's 2. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 40, 50. Oh my gosh, you guys, look at. I went that too far out of the way. Oh goodness. It was going faster than I thought it was, huh? Let me count again here just to make sure I was right. This is 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 30, 40, 50. 50 is the ridgy one. 51 is that row right there. Okay, wow. There we go. I got a little carried away with myself. Huh. What do you know? I went faster than I thought it was going to, right? Okay. Let's get back down to the bottom. Find our 6 to 12 month pattern. Oh, I went too far. I'm in 12 to 24 month. Okay. Oh, it's 55, you guys. Oh, dang it all. I was probably perfect right where I was. It's 55 rows. I gotta do 4 more rows. Oh, yay. Yeah, so we were just gone, like all day. I mean, I had things I wanted to do. I wanted to work on that blanket. I wanted to film a couple of videos. I had things I wanted to do, and we were gone all day. I didn't get to work on the blanket until like last night after dinner. And I'm like, okay, fine. Okay, that's 2 rows. 2 more. Focus, Mindy, focus. Just 2 more. I think we're going to join this together now, is my thought. Okay, 1 more row. 1 more row. Okay, we got it. 55 rows. I'm not even counting. Turn your work so that you're now working into the side of rows 1 through 55. Single crochet 55 stitches evenly across the top. Okay, do we chain 1 or anything before we start? Now working into the side rows. All right, I guess we don't even chain 1. How can we not chain 1? We gotta chain 1. I'm chaining 1. Okay, here we go. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 26, 27, 8. Three, 34. 38. Come on, come on. Work with me, yarn. 39. 40. 41, 42. Guys, how do I have so many rows? I got 51 stitches in here already. Okay, hang on. 52, 53, 54, 55. Oh, 55. It's probably the next size up. Why did I count that wrong? I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, no, it is 55. Okay, it is 55 stitches across. I'm like, how can I have so many more stitches than they said? Okay, fasten off color A. Whew. I'm like, how can we mess this up so badly? Fasten off. Okay, fastening. Fastening. Now we're going to work the main part of the hat. Look at, I used up almost all of that little skein. Nice. Got just a little bit left. Okay. Now, where's the end that pulls from the center? Because you know I like to center pull. There we go. We got a few minutes to get started here on the red part. Let's see what we get. Okay. Oh. Oh, I guess we're supposed to, hang on, we're supposed to technically change color before we fasten off, but I didn't. So we're just going to join in the last stitch. We're just going to join right here in the last stitch. And I think we're going to turn. Don't we turn? We got to turn. Right. Well, it doesn't tell us to turn, but okay. If you join here, you got to turn. We got to turn. There's no way to go back the other way without turning. All right. Okay. So chain one. Chain one. Single crochet in the first stitch. Okay. Skip the next 2 stitches and do 5 double crochets. Wow, we're jumping up to 5 double crochets. Okay. Apparently we're making this whole thing flat and then sewing it up in the end. Skip the next 2 stitches and single crochet in the next. Okay. Repeat from the asterisk. Okay. Skip the next 2 and do 5. All right. Skip 2 and do a single. Okay. Skip 2 and do 5 doubles. We're making like a little shell. Oh, I was telling you about my find at Menards. We're going to look at like pea stone because we're going to put pea stone down on the floor out there. And I'm walking, and I walk past this pallet, and I look over, and it says $60, $2 a bag. And I look, and I'm like, it's pea stone. I said, Dale, come here. He looks at it. He's like, is that what we want? And I said, I think so. It was all bundled up, was all like, shrink wrap, saran wrapped around all these bags of stone. And he's like, $2? Wow, $2 a bag. How much are they regular? I'm like, I don't know. Let's go look at the regular stuff. Almost $4 a bag. So what the deal was is they were broken bags. They were broken, had a hole in them, that kind of stuff. So they weren't like all full bags, but for $2 a bag, there were 30 bags on this great big pallet. And so Dale was like, that would do what we need it to do, wouldn't it? I said, yeah. He said, and then some. We'd probably have some left over. And I'm like, probably. He said, should we get it? And I'm like, Dale, they're half price, $2 a bag. And he's like, yeah, we should get it. I'm like, okay. So we bought it. But then he had other stuff that he was buying too, and was worried that he wouldn't have room for it in the back of the truck with all the other stuff. And it was heavy, right? So he's concerned about the weight. So anyhow, we bought it and came home and then went back with an empty truck and bought this pallet of stone. So the greenhouse now has stone on top of the wire that, is underneath the whole thing. Now we got stone in there. And yeah, he did have a little bit extra to put a few places, like up by the shop and stuff, where we needed a little bit more little gravel. It's just small little pea stony type gravel, That was a good find, though. That was a really good find. Okay, we should have 9 shells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 shells. And what do? What's our ending thing? Skip 2 and single crochet in the last. Oh, well, that's perfect. Look at that. It worked out perfect. Perfect stitch count there. Perfect. Okay. Row 2, chain 3. It tells you to turn this time. It didn't tell us to turn the last time. Do 2 double crochets in the first stitch. I bet I know what we're going to do. We're going to alternate where the shells go. Okay, 2 in the first. Skip the next 2 stitches. I messed that up because I didn't put 5 in that one. Why did I not put 5 in there? Didn't I put 5 in there? No. So let's go back and let's put 5 in there. Let's go back and put 5. I got so excited. I got to the end. I forgot to put a stitch in there. Okay, now we got 5. Now do a single in the end. Chain 1. No, chain 3. And do 2 doubles. Okay. We just made a little half shell here. That's what we did there. Okay. Skip the next 2 stitches and single crochet in the next. So we're in the middle of that shell. Yep. That's what we're doing. We're in the middle of the shell. And it's so much nicer to walk on now, Sherry, because I don't get stuck on the wire, because there's like 3 sections of wire on the ground, and I keep getting my flip-flop caught on one, and All right, now we skip the next 2 stitches and do 5 doubles. So we're doing 5 doubles right here in that single crochet between the 2 little shell stitches we made. You don't really have to count to do this. You really don't. So we know we're going to put a single crochet in the middle of our shell here. So single crochet there. And then we're going to do 5 double crochets between the 2 shells. It's pretty easy. You don't really need to count. Okay? You don't. I'm certain at some point it tells us how many rows we need to do. We're going to have to do X amount of rows. This is going to be cute, though. It's going to be cute. Can you imagine it with little white furry pom-poms? It's going to be adorable. It's going to be adorable. You know what is this weekend, you guys? Is Rhinebeck. Do you know what Rhinebeck is? Some of you might know. Rhinebeck is the country's probably largest, most well-known fiber festival. It's in upstate New York. It's where I want to go someday. Someday I want to go to Rhinebeck. So Rhinebeck, it's only called that because that's the city that it's in, is Rhinebeck, New York. It's actually called New York Sheep and Wool or something like that. Sheep and Wool Festival. So the Sheep and Wool Festival is Saturday and Sunday. But on Friday, some other yarn shops have organized little events around the area. Yes, Bad Sheep is there. Yes, they are. All of the big dyers are there, Sherry. Like all of them. Like, I mean, they're all there. Okay, I can't even tell you how many I know that are there. But a lot of them they're not necessarily at the Sheep and Wool Festival, which is Saturday and Sunday at the fairgrounds. A lot of them are at these like other locations around the area. And there's 3 different events, and they're all today on Friday. One is Indie Untangled. One is Cake-A-Palooza. I love the name of that, Cake-A-Palooza. And if you watch reviews and people's videos, Cake-A-Palooza and Indie got just great reviews. People loved it. And then the other one is Woolen something. But they're all separate events. And you have to pay for each of those events to go to them. I would do it. I would so do it. You pay and you get a time slot to go in and shop and whatnot. I would do it for sure. And then like you spend the whole weekend there. Do the 3 events on Friday. You know, if you did one in the morning, one in like afternoon, and one late afternoon, you'd get all 3 in because you get like a 2-hour time slot to go shop. And then you got 2 days to go to the big festival on Saturday and Sunday. I would love to. Love to go. It's on my bucket list. I will make it at some point. And I'm going to do the whole thing. I mean, I don't want to just go do one thing. I want to do it all. You know what I mean? If you're going to go, do it up. Do it up right. So. And then there are people who aren't even, they're like YouTubers. They're like Nitty Natty. And who else have I heard that's going to be there? I want to say Little Wolf Knits maybe is going to be there. Just lots of people. Chelsea Yarns is there. Super Glow Fibers is there. I mean, Ruby and Roses. They're all there, you guys. They're all there. Okay, when we get to the end, we probably have to do a half crochet. 5 double. And then work 3 double. Do I have to do a single? I would assume no. We did the single there, so we're doing 5 double here at the end. Okay. 3 doubles. Sorry, 3. So someday I will make it. I will make it. All right. Now we repeat row 3. No, row 3 through 8. We repeat rows 1 and 2. Okay, so we've got to do a total of 8 rows. We've already done 2. So we basically have to repeat this 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4 more times, right? All right. 4 more times. Look how cute it is already. I mean, look. All right, let's see. It's this big. When we sew it together, it's going to be that big. Ah, it's adorable. It's going to be so cute, right? And then some little white pom-poms on each side. Ah, I love it. It's cute. All right, so what are we doing for next time? I have to finish this up, of course. I don't want to finish it without you. I mean, I could, but all we're doing is, 4 more rows of the red and sewing it up. That's it. Attaching the pom-poms. How do you attach the top, though? You sew up the top, too. Okay. So you sew up this. You sew up this. And then you sew up the top. You come across here and you sew up the top. All right, then. Okay. And then you put pom-poms on it. So that's all there is left to it, folks. I might just finish it up because you've already seen the main part. And then I can just show it to you when it's finished. But we need a new project. We need a new project. I'm gearing towards Christmas. I really am gearing towards Christmas. I think I'm going to do Christmas things. This was in my Christmas Pinterest board. My Christmas Pinterest board. See, there it is right there. I kind of want to make these Christmas trees. I've made Christmas trees before, but I have not made this style of Christmas tree. Let me know what you think. And those are not the cutest ones. Those are, hang on. Do I have a cuter pattern on Instagram? Let's see. I think I might. Let's see. Maybe not. I thought I'd saved some on Instagram. I did not. So where did I save them? Where did I save them? I know I saved it. Hang on. Let's go. Let's just go back to search my pins. Crochet Christmas tree. Let's see what comes up. Okay, well, here's sort of. It's the pattern. It's not the colors. I found some in such pretty colors. But here's what I'm thinking. Not him. He's got a Santa head on him. I don't want him. I don't want him. Okay, I want this. This is what I want. I want these. These guys right here. Like, look at the fun pinks and stuff. Variegated pink. Oh, man, I got some yarn downstairs. It was from an old knit crate. It's a gradiating set of pink yarns from lighter to darker. And it's all caked up and ready to use in the box. Those would be cute. And got a gradient. And then I could come up with a white... Okay. And then look at this one. Hang on. Look at this one down here. Look what they did. They put beads on them. Look at the beads on them. Right, Sherry? So you make these little layers. Each one is separate. And you just glue them together. We're making these. We're making these. Okay? And I don't know if you just glue the beads on there. I'm assuming you could glue whatever you wanted on them. You know some of that little confetti stuff? You know what I'm talking about? Like little confetti. Oh, that's making me want to go to Hobby Lobby. They got a bunch of it. The little confetti things. You could just glue them on your your little branches there. This person, this is not in our language. This pattern here is not in our language. I don't know what this is talking about. I do not know what this is talking about. Round 1. Oh, round 1. Magic ring 6x. Okay. Round 2. 2 chain 6 F. I don't know what that means. But I will find the pattern for that. That's what we're going to do. Any objections? Oh, look at, here we go. Look how pretty these are. Look how pretty they are. Right? They're so pretty. That's what we're going to make. I don't know if this is in English or not. And then look at here. Like, look what they found here. Oh, no. Look what they found here. I can't blow this up. No, I can't. They got like little snowflakes on them. See a little snowflake there? Look, think of all the fun things you could put on these. And I think you're just going to glue them on. Oh, here's mine. Here's my tree right here. The gradating purple. You can do these in whatever you would like. You could use variegated yarns. You could use hand-dyed yarns. You could use... Oh, look at here. Look at here. They made them little. They made them little and tiny and made them into keychains. Okay, I'm going to save some of these. Putting that in our Christmas crochet. I hope it's not in English. It's not in English. Oh, do they have it at least captioned below in English? And it's got a little dingle ball hanging out the bottom. You could put a little bell. Oh, they're so adorable. Look at those. They're so cute. Oh my gosh. We're making these. We're making something like this. We're making some trees like this. That's what we're doing next time. Oh, do you have English written on the screen? Please have some English written on the screen. Because you don't speak English, but at least have it written in English. Come on. Work with us. Are you written in English on the screen? Come on. Yeah, she's got little jingle bells. She does, but she's got that weird language. I don't understand what F's and FVs are and all that stuff. I bet you I can find them. I bet you I can find them somewhere else. All right. Look at these. Look at those. Okay. Next week, we're making us a Christmas tree. A Christmas. That one's not going to be in English either. No. We are not in the English language. None of these I found are in English. I'll keep hunting and I'll find one in English. I will find one. I mean, I think the original Christmas tree one I found is in English, but the keychain ones aren't. All right, that's what we're gonna do next week. Okay? Glad you approve. They just keep coming up. I just keep seeing them everywhere, and I'm like, okay, I want to make these. I want to make them. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go, and next week we're gonna work on a Christmas tree. I think I'm gonna start with that pink gradiating yarn I have downstairs because I don't know what else I'm doing with it. The knit crate patterns, you can't even get the knit crate patterns anymore that the yarn was made for. I don't even know. Anyhow, all right, I will see you guys later. I gotta go move stuff for the craft show out to the door to be loaded in the truck, ready to go. You know, I got things to do. So I better go. I will talk to you guys later. Sherry approves. Yay, Sherry approves. All right, bye you guys.